And there it is. YouTube's up, LinkedIn's up. What's up, guys? Justin R. Harris here. Welcome back. Business scenarios solved every single day. Getting right into the deep of business, right? This one is titled exactly what it is: communication. It can't get any more clear than that. You got to communicate in business, but I'm going to elaborate on that because it all comes down to a few other topics that are involved with communication that maybe we are all aware of, but we just don't dig into and explain thoroughly enough, I guess is a better way to explain that, right? So before we even dive into that, you know what I need you to do: like, subscribe, follow. You know what this channel is about. It's about following the Daily Drucker, 366 days of business scenarios solved every single day. If you don't have the book, scroll down in the description below, get the book, add it to your book inventory. 100% worth it if you don't have it, and let's get started. Don't want to waste time here with that. So here's what he got, right? So with communication, right, would you agree that although you may be saying something to someone and you're delivering it in a certain way, that you would expect that they understand and are receiving it the same way you're delivering, right? Sometimes we take for granted that the other person listening is on the same page or on the same mindset at that point in time that you're having the conversation, that they totally understand and are perceiving your statement the way that you are sending it to them. You got to keep a lot of things in mind. So with that's where thorough communication comes in. So sometimes to be able to reach common ground when having communication, it's important to have the other person either repeat back what it is that you're saying, right? Or express exactly what they think or understand that you said, so that you could explain it more thoroughly, or so that you could approach it and re-explain it in a way that is intended for your delivery in the first point, right? Because this is what causes a lot of confusion, business, friendships, just the total miscommunication in delivery of your point of view that completely causes issues, right? Actually, there's a point that I wanted to read and quote exactly what Peter Drucker was saying. He goes, "We see largely what we expect to see, and we hear largely what we expect to hear. The unexpected is usually not received at all." Think about that. So if someone says something to you and it's in a communication and it is outside of your expectations, you're not going to receive all of that information unless you're ready to actively listen, because you are prepared to hear something that you did not expect to hear. See how that works? So he even goes further. He goes, communication always makes demands. Think about this. It always demands that the recipient become somebody, do something, believe something, right? It always appeals to motivation. If it goes against your aspirations, your values, your motivations, it is likely not to be received at all, or at best resisted. That is communication. So reaching someone from the other end, right, and being able to make sure that both sides are receiving and providing information back and forth to each other that is understood is an entirely different conversation, right? Because now you're both on the same plane, if you will. I'm sure you've seen it where sometimes your conversation goes so well because you guys are just seeing eye to eye. You probably even said that statement where you're like, man, like that went really well. Like, we see eye to eye with this. And sometimes, although you may see eye to eye with something, the other person may have a different objective, right? So there's nothing changing that. We all have our own agenda as to what we want to see become completed, but it's best when two parties are having a discussion that they both at least understand the overall objective of whatever the scope is, in this case, in business. Thank you guys. Check in next time.